everybody, this is Joe Workman, and it's been a while. Been busy writing my book and doing all kinds of other great stuff. But this is our first weavercast in a while, and today we're going to be reviewing the awesome PageLime version 2.0 update. So let's look what's in store for us. The PageLime stack's got a huge overhaul. They're much easier to use now. I incorporated all of the feedback that I got from you guys and really made a really great set of stacks here. To begin with, the biggest new feature is you no longer need to set the ID. Okay. Now, the settings still exist for backwards compatibility, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But if you're building a new page with PageLime stacks, just ignore the ID setting. Just build your stacks as you were going to build a stacks page, and you're golden. You're good to go. So that's an awesome new feature. The PageLime image stacks were rewritten so you can drag and drop your images now. The images actually are responsive now as well. So if you're doing a responsive web design, no problem here. The PageLime stacks have you settled. There are actually a couple new stacks in the set here. The PageLime Float Styled Stack is the same as the Float Text stack that we had before, but allows you to input styled text. And the next is a PageLime List Stack. It allows you to basically define a basic list, bullets or numbered list, so that your customers can actually add to that list within PageLime. The next, all text stacks can now be justified. So the text can actually be justified within the window. So that's really a nice feature. The repeating region stack got a complete redone. So the style of the stack itself of that repeating region is repeated. So if you have a background color or a border that you want to make sure gets repeated properly, when you repeat that region, it'll all get, moved down into the newly repeated region. So that's really cool. A couple really important fixes for GoDaddy customers especially. PageLime actually works with GoDaddy now. There was a bunch of issues where if you had a GoDaddy account, your edits were getting overridden no matter what. So that's been fixed. CSS styles, the inline styles that you could define within the stack, now actually stay after you edit on PageLime. So that's really important. All of those CSS styles are stored outside externally to the from the HTML file. They're all stored in the CSS file now. So doesn't matter what you edit, those styles will still take effect. So you don't need to worry about that. And lastly, we got a full-blown Stacks 2.0 update. So all of our setting controls have a nice the new look and feel of Stacks 2. So what we're going to do now is let's go ahead and build a quick PageLime page. And then we're going to go and edit it online. So for right now, let's just drag out a couple stacks onto the page. I'm going to do let's do the new styled, how about the floated styled. Okay, and then we're going to add in an image over here. And let's add my beautiful, gorgeous mug right there. Let's get everything situated. I'm going to have my image. Yeah, 250 is fine. Let's go ahead and set this to 250 as well. Okay. So now I have my floated styled. I have some text. And I can go ahead and publish. Now, if you notice, for the PageLime 1.0 users, no longer need to set any IDs. Let's go ahead and publish. So here we have my published web page. As you see, it's just a simple, some text here on the left and my image here on the right. Okay, now let's actually go online into PageLime and edit this. So here we are inside the PageLime admin console, and this is where we can actually edit our site. So I've logged in. I've set up my site. I will show you some of the gotchas with the site setup later on. But for right now, let's go ahead and click Edit Site. And this is where we can actually go in and edit our content online. So as you see here, it's loaded our page that we just created in RapidWeaver. And I can either edit the text or edit an image. Now, I haven't uploaded any images to my PageLime gallery yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's edit some of this text. Okay, so I've added some text. And let's go ahead and save that and click OK. And at last but not least, let's go ahead and click Publish. So PageLime has published my newly edited file. And as you see here, all of those edits that we made to the text are now on the live website. Now, one of the great features of PageLime is I can still publish from RapidWeaver, and my edits that I made online will not be overridden. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. So I'm back in my RapidWeaver project, and I'm just going to quickly add another image. So let's go ahead and add another image to our site. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, since if you notice we're using a responsive theme, I'm going to make this image responsive. So that means it's going to actually take up the 100% width of the page site, and as the browser resizes, the image will dynamically resize as well. So now that I've added our image, let's go ahead and publish our changes to our web page. So we've published our website, and as you can see, our newly added image is right here, and all of our edited text remains unchanged. It still takes in the text that we edited from PageLime. So that means our edits did not get overridden once we published, and our images are responsive. As you see, as I'm shrinking the browser, our new PageLime image stack, since it now supports responsiveness, it will resize dynamically for the browser. So very cool. Right now, I'm going to dip into some of the nuances, some setup for PageLime, and some gotchas for transitioning from 1.0 to 2.0. So to get your PageLime account set up properly in order to work with the PageLime stacks, let's look at some of the gotchas here. So once you log into your PageLime account, go to Site Settings. Within Site Settings, you're going to want to go to the Advanced tab, and you're going to want to make sure that the FTP XML option is checked. Okay. Then you're going to want to make sure that either SFTP or FTP is properly configured, depending on your host, and your port. Make sure your port is configured to either 21 or 22 based on your host. Okay, so you're going to have to check with your host. It's probably going to be the same settings that you have set up in RapidWeaver. Okay, but you are going to want to make sure that this is actually FTP-XML. That is very important. The PageLime stacks will not work if you don't have this option checked. So for users that are transitioning from PageLime 1 to PageLime 2, I've made it really, really, really simple for you. The ID setting still exists, however, it is hidden under an Advanced Settings checkbox. Once you check on Advanced Settings, your custom ID that you had set up previously will be used. This means that all your existing projects that you have can still use the same IDs, and it will not break any of the online edits that your clients or customers have made. Now, you do need to make sure that you just check this Advanced Settings tab to make sure that you actually are using a custom ID. If you want to create new stacks to your existing projects, I recommend that you just use the default. If we look at this PageLime image stack that we added in this project, if you click on the Advanced Settings tab, you'll see that the ID is now defaulted to Don't Use. Now you can actually create an ID and add one here, and it will be used, but I recommend that you just leave it as Don't Use. If you leave it as that, PageLime stacks will ignore it, and it'll create its own unique ID structure for you automatically, and it will maintain that for you. Now, one of the features, if you did want to overwrite the user content from RapidWeaver, you simply changed the ID. Well, since the stacks now create these IDs for you and you can't control what those IDs are set to, it's really simple to actually do that. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to overwrite this image of me here. Okay. Before, you would just go ahead and change the ID. Okay. But now, basically, all you need to do is just create a copy of that stack. So essentially, we're just going to hold down your Option key and drag the stack out, delete our original one, and now the contents of this stack will overwrite whatever is edited by your user. So if the user has customized an image, or maybe they customized this text over here, all you need to do to overwrite their changes is to basically duplicate the stack, delete your original one, and whatever you publish for that particular stack will overwrite your user's content. So really easy, slam bam. and you should be good to go. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy the stacks. PageLine 2.0 is a huge leap forward in terms of ease of use and feature set. There's a bunch of great new features, and not having to set that ID for every single stack is going to be a huge time saver for you. So thanks again, everybody. I hope you enjoy the stacks, and see you later. Bye.